You've mentioned interoception a couple of times. I want to follow on with what you said with an interesting story. But could you explain interoception for someone listening who's not really sure what that might be?
Well, we've got various types of ceptions, right? We've got proprioception, which is nerve endings, and there's external feedback that come from various types of receptors in, and there's a vast array of receptors. I mean, fascia has four mechanoreceptors, things that actually that the fascia gathers information from some sort of action. So interoception is listening to the feedback, the biofeedback that your body is giving you, and I'm going to primarily say in the heart and the gut. Now, it gives you feedback from everywhere, but 100 million nerve endings in the gut. The heart's 8 times electromagnetically stronger than the brain. So those areas, I believe that that area, those regions are the regions we really need to focus on, because they're the areas that we disconnect. I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of people now with this position of, and you can call it round-shouldered, you can call it poor posture. I think posture gets blamed for a lot of things. It's just body position. But when people are closing their sternum, closing the front of their body, they're closing down their vulnerability. Their heart's being protected because it's been broken, it's been hurt. So it's interesting when you start looking at some of the studies and what they're saying now, from broken heart to breast cancer, and all these things that go along with it. Gut health. You look at all the stuff that we have, this pelvic floor that people are exercising, but they're not exercising in all the different directions that the pelvic floor can actually allow us to move. And we wonder why, but I am exercising, yeah, but you're doing repetitive movement over and over and over and over and over. And in fact, that would be potentially a stressor, not a health stressor, but a negative stressor. So interoception is basically, for me, is the ability to connect to you from the inside and listen to what the biofeedback system is feeding you. How does that feel when you walk into a room? How do you feel with this person in front of you? What does this food give to you in a feeling? When you walk into the sun, how does that feel? To me, that's the simplest way to explain the interoception of the understanding of listening to us from the inside on the deepest level.
Wholeheartedly agree. And a lot of people, go to professionals to be told, I suppose, what's I don't want to say what's wrong with them. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with anyone. But you might be in pain, or you might have a problem, or something like that. And we wait to be told. And I really like medical professionals, but at the same time, they also hold a lot of people back with a lot of their medical gaslighting, because they don't validate what people are feeling. So then people question themselves, because if the professional doesn't validate the way that I'm feeling, or they don't acknowledge that that's real, or that's what's happening, they start to question themselves. And so we have this doubt, and it's so learned. That's not ingrained, but we're ingrained to listen to our bodies. We learn not to trust our bodies. And so it's this process of unlearning